Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to the grind. Good morning to the grind. This is the Grindology 101 Podcast with your guy, KeJohnna, the Grindologist Owens, where grindologists would get recognized. And this morning, as we start the inaugural, the 2021 liftoff right here. Very excited, very motivated this morning to bring on the first ever to the Grindology 101 Podcast. This leader is a difference maker. He's a grindologist, certified grindologist, so call her, committed to the grind, committed to the work that it takes, committed to the focus that it to do anything that we put in our lives. As always, I like to put front and center people that are committed to making work happen by doing the work. And like no other, I've got a leader here, Miss Adele J. Foster Glenn, founder of the Meet the Author Network, as a publisher, as a business developer, and author herself. Also, the founder of the Reset Conference 2021 version coming up. Mr. Adele J. Foster Glenn, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on this morning. It's such a pleasure, get up early in the morning and do things like this. I really look forward to this. So, with that being said, let's talk about Meet the Authors because, that's something you and I are doing together, and we want to help authors get exposure.
Well, you being out there, you're in Dallas. You've been an author, a speaker coach. Gave me one of my first. Well, you gave me my first ever opportunity to speak in front of a public speaking as a coach yourself. Open the doors for people out there in Dallas. First before we get all into that, why do any of this kind of work? Why? What is the commitment for in the first?
Well, I will tell you my reason for doing this kind of work is gratification. Not gratification for myself, but for others. It does my heart good to see others be successful. And if you're listening right now, I want to coach you in the area of personal or professional development or coach you in writing that book because everybody has a book inside of them, but it's taking that book out of you and putting it on pieces of or putting it on paper. I say pieces of paper because we're writing notes of what we want to go in that book. But as soon as we get those notes together and we gather everything together, then we can put it in a book. So I'm excited of what I do for others because at the end of the day, I will tell you, I'm a humanitarian. And that's what it takes. And even though KeJohnna's mic is on mute right now, I want to say that join us at meettheauthors.com because we're looking forward to seeing you there. Good morning, Neosha. How you doing this morning? He's joining us, you know, and I'm just so happy to, see that you're joining us this morning because you're part of the morning grind as well.
Well, absolutely. We're all live on a few platforms out there. We're getting this deal started. The Ocean Man always plugged in, chimed in, tuned in to win. Mr. Dale J. Foster Glenn, again, you say that, it's about helping other people. So you've been doing this conference now for how long?
Oh, we're going on our fourth year now, but I'm excited because every year it gets bigger and better. And I know you are one of the speakers, and I'm excited about that. When I tell people, oh, I got two speakers from California, and the gryologist is one of them, they're like, oh, wow, I can't wait to be there and hear what he has to say and to network with all the speakers.
Yeah, absolutely. It's honored to over a decade ago we met, right? And those of you out there listening, we're talking about the work. This is what this whole podcast is about the work. If there's a tenet of success, you may forget the work that done, but the work you've done won't forget you. If your body of work over time is consistent, it doesn't matter where you were, but consistently, people see that you committed to the work. People like this amazing young lady right here reach in and say, "Hey, listen, see where you're going. I see what you're doing. You're staying on the track. Listen, I want you to help me make an impact." And man, we just pitch in where we can. And it's an honor to be called in. Somebody once asked me, we like to build a team, but what team wants to build with you? And I appreciate you for allowing me to bring on, because the impact that I want to bring is the work. It's all about the work. So Adele, I'll ask you, as you build this amazing leadership team of speakers, difference makers. We got Dr. Sandra Bradford, right? All around the country. She is amazing at developing those government contracts that people just don't know about. So the posture, the power of the conference speakers, just tell the people how powerful the speakers are that you have. Uh,
Wow. Wow. It's the speakers are really powerful. And I'm going to start with my keynote speaker, who is Willie Tubbs. I mean, he takes an acronym, he turns it into something, and he makes it a business. And so you're going to learn from him. But then Mr. Gryology, KeJohnna Owens, I'm excited to have him because I know he's going to actually end it on a high note. So I mentioned the beginning speaker, who is our keynote speaker, who is Willie Tubbs. But then I mentioned KeJohnna Owens because he's going to end it. So if you come to the Reset Conference, I'm going to tell you, you're going to get a wealth of information because we got people like Cassandra Bradford, Dr. Linda Wilson, Veronica Neely Morris. I mean, we've got some great speakers. We've got, oh my God, my boy, I have to mention him because if I don't, he's probably going to get me in the end. But we've got Mr. Okay, my mind is going blank and he's going to kill me. But I say that because he is awesome. He and I go back many, many, many years, but he's out in California as well. And so he's going to bring it as well as other speakers that we have. So what I'm going to say to you is you got to be there. Jaquitha Owens, I interviewed her yesterday. And so if you haven't had a chance, go to the Reset Conference page on Facebook and you can actually hear my interview with her as well.
Uh, that's amazing. I haven't had the honor and the privilege just yet to speak to the other presenters, but I'm excited. I've looked at the bios. I'm honored to be on board. Hey, good morning, Mr. Jody Allman, man, another amazing connection of
He is awesome. He is awesome. And like every coach needs a coach. Well, he was my coach. So even though I'm a coach, Jody Altman is a great, fantastic coach. I gotta give him a shout out. And while
absolutely.
we're at it, I want to give a shout out to I call her my twin because we're 11 months apart. But today is her birthday. So Edwina Frazier, I want to give a shout out to her as well.
Well, that's a major shout. We need to have her on, because if you mention her, I know she's a champion. So shout out right there. Absolutely. As we get ready to get into this 2021. I mean, we're in here. This is the first Monday, right? This is the first full work week of the grind. Some people will look at it like, well, back to it, or already, right? But guess what? We get to change the dynamic of how we see things. We get to change the tenor of how we speak things into it. And I've been in some places that I wouldn't want anyone to ever see in life. But I've also been in some places where I think everyone should at least get one time to experience. And all in between, man, it's the absolute work, the changing, the growth. People will say, oh, you changed. So Adele, helping people grow in this new age of connectivity. The world has made adjustments. The world has made adaptations. The world has done has changed in the way that we do business. And look at us, well across the country, but we're impacting lives at a time right now where most people are asleep. So looking at the 2021, we can look at it like, oh, we got out of 2020, or man, 2020 really prepared me for 2021, and I'm looking forward, and we're gonna reset some mindsets. So tell the people about what the real deal is about a reset.
But when we reset in 2021, you left some things probably behind in 2020 that you need to make accomplishments with. But I'm gonna tell you, it's never too late to go where you want to go. So start in 2021, reset. And we say reset. The Reset Conference was founded on the basis of the fact that, every year people create what I'm going to say is New Year's resolutions. Oh, I'm going to lose weight. I'm not going to eat all that junk food or whatever. I'm going to really take off some pounds. But before the end of January, guess what? We're back to putting that food in our mouths. We forgot about our New Year's resolution. So reset is about you can always, always reset and pick up where you left off at, whether it was in 2020, 2019. Guess what? Now you got 2021. You can still make things start happening. And once you start seeing the results, you won't stop.
And I know that's right. The work, if you commit to the work, and especially if you commit to a work that you like doing, it's a sweet spot. It's kind of, you do it anyway, but then you find that it's valuable to others. Now others find the value in it, and that's where you find, supply and demand. And that's where I found the passion to help people just change, growth, development. Uh, I was on a platform, they were asking, how do you write a book? And I've written 3 books, right? But the challenge was they wanted to know, well, how you supposed to, just all you got to do is. There is no all you have to do is. I want to share that with you. There's only the work. The only work to do is the all you got to do is. As soon as they say, well, all you have to do is, that's when the work begins. Because nothing, absolutely nothing works without the work. Right now, Adele, you had to work to be prepared early this morning as the day gets started. You could have been asleep right now, but no, you said, listen, I need to make an impact. I need to be up on top of what I want to do in my life. I want to put myself in position to hear what God has allowed you to be, and as God is pushing you toward becoming, and right now using you to make an impact in other people's lives. That's what this whole deal is about. And we're going to take a quick good second, Mr. Dale J. Foster Glenn. I'm going to have you back up. We're going to talk about a couple of our sponsors. And it's an amazing, amazing morning, the first morning of 2021. What I know that you must get started. If you're one of those ones that, not a morning person, I don't see how that could be, because that's the maximization of the opportunity that God gives us every day. Man, I want to get up and get it from the beginning. I want to receive all of it. And what I put my best foot forward towards anything that I do, the only thing that can happen is the best thing that can come back. That's the only thing that can happen. That's what it's really all about. Tony Harmon, man, you're amazing, amazing friend, amazing brother out there in Christ, a brother of success out there making a difference. I appreciate you, sir. And we want to make sure that we recognize, who's helping us here. This is a production of Success Express Marketing Solutions and the online morning grind, the Grindology101 Podcast by KeJohnna Owens. The Grindologist is going to be amazing. Let me tell you about a couple of the people that have already jumped on board to sponsor. Absolutely. Shout out to my main man, the Thai guy. Man, absolutely. Those are some of our sponsors right there. Connections. You see Go Future Greens, turf, artificial turf, looking to take over the nation and turf development and landscaping. Excited to be a part of that. Man, this online grind. I got Miss Adele, J. Foster Glenn back on the line with me right here. As we get ready to close out in these last moments, I wanted to give you an opportunity, Adele, just to tell the people the impact of the Reset Conference, some encouraging words of, as we look at, what are we resetting in the first place, right? You got people, as you said earlier, listen, uh, uh, resolutions, right? I'm going to do it this way this time. That's good. A lot of people discourage you from the resolution. What we want to do, though, is get you to reset the whole thought process of moving forward. But Daryl, tell them about what the Reset Conference is and what the reset mindset's got to be for 2021.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you for asking that question because I will tell you, in order to reset, you definitely have to reset your mind. That means your thinking has to be different. You know, Mr. Owens talked about waking up early in the morning. He's the morning grindologist. So you got to wake up with the thought that, oh, it's going to be a wonderful day. Not, oh, it's Monday and I don't want to get up out of this bed yet. Wake up, your sunshine. See the sunshine all around you. I don't care if it's raining outside. It's sunshine. Let it shine. So the reset conference is there to reset your mind, reset your thinking. You've got to go into thinking about, how can I do things differently? And I will tell you, thinking differently, acting differently will make you feel good. So what I always tell people, and I had to learn the same thing, take that negativity and replace it with positivity. So every time you think something negative, think something positive. And you find yourself becoming more of a positive person. So we want to see you at the reset. So if you're interested, and I'm not going to say interested, you should be interested. You need to be there. You need to be in the place. Go to readyformyreset.com. Yes, readyformyreset.com and get ready to reset. Always ask the question, are you ready for your reset? The answer should be yes. You should be nodding your head saying yes. And by nodding your head saying yes, you're going to absolutely go to readyformyreset.com, hit that button that says registration and register. Sign up today. We're also looking for vendors. So you can be a vendor or a sponsor of the Reset Conference because you can sponsor a table of 8 for $200. So I want to see you there. It's important that you be there. Change your life, not yesterday, but today, right now. Get ready to reset. And KeJohnna is on mute.
And
Take yourself.
sometimes I'm trying to get it so that you can read the words that are coming out of my mouth, right? Man, I'm fired up right there already in the morning. It's an amazing conference, a concept, reset, rejuvenate, oh, man, it's amazing. First of all, that you would be so brazen, right? To attempt. See, most people won't even attempt to make the transition along with all the adjustments being made around the world to do things like this to help people. So that's all right there. I'm a,
Well, I got to say this because it just came to my mind.
yeah.
Most people are pathfinders. I'm a trailblazer.
Mm,
And I trail the blaze for the next generation.
I love it. Not just a pathfinder, but a trailblazer. I mean, you out front, chopping down those weeds, leading the way. You don't look back to see who's following. You get where you're going, look to see who's reaching to who you can help, man. That's amazing right there. Yeah, we're gonna have you back on. We most definitely want to make that impact. So I would like one more time to make sure that the people could reach you, how they could find you, how they could connect. One more time, let the people know a little bit more, or again, I think.
Well, first of all, I want to tell you to go to readyformyreset.com so you can sign up for the Reset Conference. But secondly, you can also go to meettheauthors.com and actually sign up. Get your book out there. The hardest thing for authors is getting the exposure. So we help give you that exposure. And, I'm excited because there is so much that's going on. Oh, I've got to put this plug in because it's tax season. And I know there are people that's ready to get their taxes done and get that money coming in. So I'm going to also tell you go to taxshelter1.com. Wow, there are a lot of ways you can connect with me, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you.
There it is. Make those connections. Make it happen. Make it happen. Make it happen. It's Adele, Jay, Foster, Glenn. Again, amazing. I appreciate you so much for all you do. So many. Thank you for your time this morning. I look forward to talking to you. Look forward to that conference. We're gonna be getting it together, man. You've been on the online grind with the grindologist, KeJohnna, the key man on us, man. It's been amazing. Thank you, Adele.
Well, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. As you heard, Mr. Dale J. Foster Glenn with the Reset Conference. You can check her out right there. She's doing some amazing work. Listen, if you are looking to promote your business, you want to tell people about who you are, what you do, you want to advertise, you want to really market, you want to communicate, you want to connect with people. I want to help you do exactly that. It's going to be the online morning grind right here. Man, let me tell you something. You don't have to ask for permission. Ask for forgiveness. When you do the right thing in the right accordance with the right integrity, with the right principles for the right reasons, man, the right people are going to come. You don't have to be governed by what people think you should do. You don't have to be governed by what people say you can do. And you can do all things. We got an amazing God. We got an amazing Lord. We got an amazing Savior. Man, it's going to be an amazing year if you will see that you are amazing. I've got every reason, every excuse that's available to make the why I shouldn't be on here telling people about what they can do, or even being on here telling people about they could write their own book, or they could tell their story, or they could make a difference, or you could start that business, or you could do whatever it is that you want to do in life. A mentor of mine, he asked a question that really opened my mind, and I'm going to ask this to you so you can open yours. My brother in success, Mr. Yoshi Morris, he always says, the mind opens best like a parachute when it's open. And I got to send a shout out to my amazing brother in success, Mr. Robert McFall, out there in Jacksonville, Florida, man, in the grind. My sister, Shalondra McKinney, man, on the grind with me. And just in the mornings ready to get it done. But here's what it is. Mentor of mine, he asked me, he asked a group of us, right? And I'm in the group. Do you know why they sell $30 million Lear jets? And you scratch your head to it, right? You know what he said? Because people buy them. If people buy them, that means you can subscribe to a life that offers you whatever it is that you say you want. There's some work to get there, though. That's the deal. Doing the work. It's not the sign up. It's the actual sign in. How many of us have signed up for something that starts the next day, or you can sign up on a computer, or you can log in and do it in flip flops, right? But then they say you got to be there at 4 a.m. to pick up your books for college, or you have to be there to pick up your shoulder pads and practice for trial for the team. You have to be there to get that job earlier in the morning than you thought you would have. That's when the work happens. And if you're willing to do the work, man, there's no telling. There's no limits to what we can accomplish. So, as always, I'm looking for those grindologists to connect with. I feel like positive mindsets create positive vibes and create positive atmospheres, and positivity is only good, right? Hey, this has been our inaugural Grindology 101 podcast where grinders get recognized. We've had our Mr. Dale J. Foster in the recent conference, Meet the Authors Network. You can check her out at meettheauthors.net, meettheauthors.network.net. Check her out right there. Visit us at Grindology101 Check me out. There's some development going on right there. These will be uploaded. Find us on YouTube. But for once, I gotta tell you, man, nothing works but the work. Don't be outworked. You control your work ethic. You control what you do. You control your follow up, and you control your follow through. This has been an amazing morning. I salute to all of you out there. Thank you for being on the grind with me this morning. On behalf of my co-founder there, Brother Success, Grindologist DNA, Mr. Roscoe Lee Owens. Salute to you out there, grinders, and succeed on purpose. Success loves the operate in the spirit.